Aloha and welcome everyone to this live Healing Moments program. And Healing Moments is a program that opens us to a spiritualist perspective on what's happening in the world as we tune into our hearts to find answers to life's big questions and move forward into the new dimensional energies. Our topic today is, are you living in two worlds? And just a hint, that's a trick question. Because we are, but there's more to it than just that. So stay with me, okay? I didn't want to give it all away right there. Okay, so thank you all for joining me live. I really appreciate that. And aloha to everybody coming in on the recording. Before we start, we're going to take some nice deep breaths. So center yourself wherever you are. And take some deep breaths now. And just feel the golden particles of the Creator's light above your crown chakra, just kind of swirling around. And as you breathe in through your nose, you draw them in through your crown chakra and through the pineal gland. And that's where they turn into this white light. And as you continue breathing, draw that white light down into your heart and weave all four bodies together: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And just imagine your whole physical body now as you exhale this white light into all of the 70 trillion cells in your physical body. And just feel the love that's coming through to you right now. So whatever you're experiencing, whatever you're going through, take a moment now on this healing moment to feel your own love for you and the Creator heart light within you. As I call upon the Creator, the Christ light, the Goddess weave of love, and all the beautiful energies of our higher selves, our guides and our angels, Master Guide Kiro, Master Imhotep, Master Kahu Fred, and all the beautiful energies of love that guide us in our journey, the Lemurian Goddess Weave and Mother Allura. We ask for your light to shine on this program and everyone joining us live and on the recording, because we know we're on a beautiful journey of evolution and love. And we offer this in humble love and gratitude. And so it is in love. Amen. That's my prayer, and I'm sticking to it. So I want you to know that you can ask questions anytime by raising your hand, and it's probably good that if you mute yourself for the program. The chat is open, so you can put your comments in there. But if you do want to join us and pose a question or say anything to the whole group, please raise your hand, and I'll come to you as soon as I can. Now, what I like to do on this program is to get to my Lemurian prophecy cards and choose one for the program. So I'm going to unpack the cards, and I shuffle 5 times because we're using the Lemurian numerology, which is a gift from Kahu Fred Sterling and Master Guide Kiro, my mentors, that they gave to all of us for our great shift. And it's a way we can get our own guidance. So I help people understand how to do that in Lemurian prophecy readings. So here are the cards, and everybody that is with us on the program, please send your light into the cards. And then we'll cut the cards. And our card for today, oh, this, you're gonna love this. Guess what it is? Go ahead, guess. Anybody know? 6 of Hearts. It's the 6th month, folks. You see how these cards are never wrong. The cards are always awesome. Okay, and the hearts is the emotional body, which tells us to be in love, to remember to be in love. And I got a whole bunch of reminders about that this past month. So the 6, of course, is mastery, and that just perfectly leads you into the Lemurian numerology of what this month is all about. So the number 6 in Lemurian numerology is mastery. And it according to Master Guide Kirill and what I've read, we just set our 6 over here so we can see it. It is not about mastering something, it's recognizing what you've already mastered. So all of us, everybody, we've all mastered something, and now it's recognizing what it is so we can move on into the 7 months next month, which is always super dramatic. The 7 month, which is transition. So have a look through your life this month and see what it is that you can acknowledge within yourself that you've acquired a deep understanding of, and don't be in judgment now. I do that a lot, you know. I kind of like, oh, well, I didn't do very well there, and I'll do better next time. But what if what has happened already represents mastery for you? So give yourself a break, just like I try and do myself, and please acknowledge your mastery and understand that that lesson is complete and you're ready to move on to a new level of understanding. So what a great month this is now. I mentioned in my newsletter, which if you're not getting my newsletter, you can sign up at my website to receive them. It's just monthly, it's just one email a month. But this past month, I had a real challenge, I said in the newsletter, to know my truth, trust, and passion. And you're thinking, what, you, Karinna? Yes, me. So I'm human like everybody, and I'm learning this journey too. So we got in this, and I'm not going to blame it on Mercury retrograde, but it was a Mercury retrograde in Gemini, which is very powerful. And that trickster Gemini in this time. And you know what, when these things happen to us, anything, any kind of dramatic changes, or when you feel like your things are shifting and you're it feels out of control, just remember that that's, and I had to tell myself this too, just remember that it's leading you to where you need to be. So if everything's perfect in our world, which it is, maybe we just can't recognize it yet, but it's leading us to where we need to be. So I had a computer crash, but not this computer I'm talking to you from right now. My Mac is awesome, but I've held on to my PC for a long time, and I kept a few things on it, nothing major, nothing that couldn't be replaced, but it is annoying. And I tried to fix it, and I'm declaring it unfixable. And I'm finally going to take my mastermind. I had a mastermind here in 2021 that said, this is the year of the MacBook Pro last year. And I'm still kind of hanging on to that PC. Well, it's gone now. And so there's all kinds of things that I learned from that. And it's about, recovery of what I need to put now onto my Mac. And that was my Mercury retrograde moment. And also a little journey with experiencing exposure to COVID, and reminding myself that I need to take care of myself, because I also have a family member that's immunocompromised, and I don't want that to spread in our family. So it's been a great month, and I'm really happy to be here with you in June. And if you have any other stories you'd like to share about that, this month has turned out, is turning into being a really great month of mastery already. And I really feel the challenge to acknowledge where we are as masters now, and recognize, keep our focus on the positive, right? Because this leads us into the topic of living in two worlds, right? Because if you read the channeling from Master Imhotep, it's called You Are So Much More. And Master Imhotep's point in that article, in that channeling, it acknowledged that, yeah, we are shifting on our planet third dimension, fourth dimension, and opening to the fifth and higher dimensions. And as light workers, we may feel that. We may feel that every day that we're challenged to live as a spiritualist or as a light worker and do our meditations and remember self-healing, but also live in a third dimensional world, perhaps with family that are not light workers, that are not spiritualists, or maybe we have friends that want us to participate with them in the third dimension, let's put it that way. But I feel Master Imhotep's main point was in You Are So Much More, is that we are human, we are spirits having a human experience, right? And to remember that it's our higher selves that is our truth. So the truth of who we are is so much grander and wider than our human aspect. So whatever we feel ourselves to be on earth, whatever I see when I look in the mirror, or whatever I feel reflected back to me from the people around me, that's my human experience. That's what I came here to discover and to learn. And all these things that might be challenging to me, or even the beautiful things that I can experience as a human, that's an aspect of my higher self. And my higher self is enormous, and it has aspects everywhere. And so does yours. It's not just me, right? Everybody has a higher self with aspects perhaps in other planetary systems, maybe angels, maybe guides. There's I do readings to help people discover what are the, enhance your connection to your higher self, and then discover greater parts of who you truly are. So that's the kind of the lead in to what I'm talking about here. And I want to get to Aldine says, happy Saturday. Thank you. And then in the chat, Donna, I went through the same thing and I recovered what I needed. So it can die now. I'll use it until it does. So Donna, I'm imagining you had a PC that crashed and you moved on to a Mac, or is it really the same? That's so funny. But I think, I also do astrology readings. And so I'm sensitive to the planetary motions. And I want to tell you also that this month, if you haven't been out just before dawn, like 45 minutes to an hour before the sun comes up, there's an array of planets that is fantastic. And I think it's like all the visible planets. There's Mercury, there's Venus, there's Mars, there's Jupiter, and Saturn. So that's all the visible planets, right? 5. And then woven in there are the other 2, is Uranus and Neptune. Let's see, Neptune, if we had a telescope, we could see that. And Pluto, you have to have a really good telescope. But they're all there in the morning sky. So it's like all this energy that is coming forth to wake us up in the morning. Every morning, there's all these planets up there. And pretty soon, if you watch as the month goes on, the moon right now, of course, is in the evening sky because it's a waxing moon. So it's growing larger. And then we'll see it starting to come down along those planets, which is just awesome. So there are a lot of big things going on in the outer planets, which create all this these earth changes. Let's put it that way, these earth changes. And I also want to mention, grateful to my shamanic astrology mystery school where I studied astrology, that there's a lot of energy on the United States Pluto return, and we're midst in it. And it's just an amazing thing to see the potentials for healing that we have as a country and we have within ourselves, because as above, so below, as within, so without, right? Because that means what's inside of me is a reflection of what's outside of me and vice versa. and the planets above us reflect what's in ourselves, or what we're experiencing in our lives. So that's just a riff on what's going on. Donna shares that I read, I think it's on the 23rd of June, 1 hour before sunrise. I think they're all supposed to be lined up. Yeah, they are actually lined up right now, Donna. You're going to see, it might be hard to see Mercury right now because it's close to the sun, but let me just check. There's a greatest elongation of Mercury coming up soon, probably you're right, probably about the 23rd. So keep watching, and if you can, there it is, the 16th of June is Mercury's greatest elongation. So that means it's this farthest away from the sun, easiest for us to see in the morning sky. So it'll be like, I can't see how many degrees, but it'll be visible, which is great. And I'm sorry, Diane shared that. It's very small print. I'm doing my best. So yeah, so it's an exciting time. And I really do love to watch the moon phases because that's such a big thing in Hawaiian astrology. And I love to follow the moon phases, and I'm doing my best to learn the names of each of the moon phases. I'm getting better. But it's such a, if you watch the moon, it's such a beautiful goddess energy. Wouldn't you say, Mahina Ku? Because Mahina is the name for moon in Hawaiian and months, and Ku is the rising moon. So that's such a beautiful name. Yeah. So I want to get your feeling about living in two worlds, because there's two ways of looking at that. And one is, this life that we live on Earth is shifting now, right? And so as light workers and spiritualists, we are doing our best to raise our frequency of love and open ourselves through meditation or through our life in general into these new levels of love that are accessible to us now, meaning there's new dimensions. So we're going beyond the yin yang, the good, bad, the boy, girl. I mean, you can see that, boy, can't you? There's a lot of weaving on that one. There's a lot of out of duality and into a higher level of loves. And so the next level of love would be the fourth dimension, and that is the balance of all four bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And it's also a realm of thought. So what you might notice now, because we're so open to the fourth dimensional light, is that your thoughts manifest like really fast. So like today, I don't know if I was on the recording yet or not, but I said, I remember Donna was going to come in on the program, and 1 second later, your name showed up for me to let you in. So watch that, because that is part of what's going on now in our shifting times. And it's not like, that's a trick thing, it's like a parlor trick or something like that. No, what it is an opportunity for you and I to consciously create our lives. So remember, what you're thinking about is going to be happening. So if you're thinking about negativity or fear or just anger, if it's downright anger or frustration, that's gonna manifest. You're gonna focus on the negative, you're gonna get it. So my guidance, and I've had personal experiences on this too this past month. My guidance is to stay positive as much as you can, laugh it off, find a way to make light of anything that goes wrong. Or if you get angry, go jump in a lake or in the water, or do something, go into the garden and start gardening, Diane, or go stand on the grass someplace and breathe. Just do what you can to stay in a positive light. Yes, the moon is that goddess energy. Thank you for that reminder. So yeah, so if you want to put a longer question or share, you can put it in Facebook Messenger. I also have that going, and I have the Instagram on as well. So I wanted to share this. I recently got, and this might happen to you too. I don't know. There's no way back for me, folks. I gotta go forward now, because sometimes when we identify ourselves as spiritualists and light workers, there's like all these doors behind you that suddenly go boom, 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 boom. They close, right? And then in front of you, all these doors open up. And you see, okay, wow, I can create this, or I can create that, I can create that. But there's no way back. You can't go back. So for me, there's no way back. So you might think of that for yourself, because I'm not any different than you are. That when you decide that you're going to make your life better, and you're going to do what you can to consciously create your world and become, really, it's about goddess light and being in love. When you're out of love, you'll feel it. And I got frustrated this past month, and I got frustrated and I felt it immediately. I felt it, like I started shaking and I started crying. And it was because what I was feeling wasn't anger exactly, but it was frustration. And what I had to do was just stop and go meditate and rebalance myself, and just breathe and just pray and do the 5 breath self-healing meditation, what I tell everybody to do. So I'm sorry, I'm getting a rough throat here. So it's happening to all of us. I'm not any different than you, because I'm actively working on my evolutionary path, and I know you are too. So yeah, what are the experiences that you've had this past month, and how did you get out of it? That's the question, because it's really important to stop at that point and just feel that there's something that you need to let go of, and you have to do your best to move forward. So I want to talk about, take any questions that you have at any time, because if we're living in 2 dimensions that are existing side by side, how do we manage to live in both? And for me, the answer is the Lemurian wisdom, right? It's about meditation, prayer, doing the 5 breath self-healing meditation, which you can find on the signaturecellhealing.com website, and recognizing that the things that are happening to you or to me are meant to move us forward in our evolutionary journey. So there's no one to blame. There's no enemy. It's all about a reflection that would benefit me for my healing growth. But how do I recognize that when, that person is making me angry, or that person is not doing what I told him to do, or all the ways that we can blame other people for our particular situation. And those blaming other people is just not going to get us anywhere. It's not going to, sitting down and talking with the person, that might really help, and explaining how you feel, or hearing how that person feels, so that you can get the message, right? So Master Imhotep said, you have a choice of just how much living in each of the realities you would like to experience. So you have as much choice. How much do you want to live in the 3rd dimension? And how much you want to live in the 4th, the 5th dimension? You can focus on a world of fear and anger, or you can elevate your thoughts out of fear and into love. You are empowered to create your own experience, and your life will reflect your choices. So I don't know, what do you think about that? Because recognizing that life is reflecting our choices gives us an opportunity to choose again. So that's something that Master Guide Kirill has been saying recently as well, is choose again. And Kahu has said that also, I think in a recent Sunday service, choose again. So if you find yourself in a space where you feel like you got angry or you did something wrong, and you don't wallow in it, don't stay there, keep moving forward, make another choice right now, make another choice and leave that one behind. And don't, it's just really good for me, right? Don't wallow in it, and don't tell yourself you made a big mistake. Just move on. That's the most important thing. So Diane says more time in the fourth is looking pretty good. Yes, the important thing, Diane, in my opinion, is not to run away from the third. So, and this is the thing that I think Master Imhotep said as well, is to fill your third dimensional world with love. Fill both of the worlds with love. So it doesn't mean just because it's a third dimensional experience, like we got a family, we got a husband, or a wife, if there's any guys listening or whatever. How do we fill our daily life with our children, with our work, with the people we meet at the store, when we're shopping? How do we fill that world with love and not run away from the lesson plans that world has, because we set it up in our blueprint to experience exactly what we have right now? And you know what? That was really hard for me at certain points in my life, where I thought, I don't want this anymore. I don't want this anymore. I'm gonna get out of this, whether it's a job or a marriage or a relationship, I'm just gonna go. And I recognize that, and I might have even tried it. What you're gonna do is, if you run away from those kind of situations, you're going to manifest them again with other people in other places. So it behooves us, I have found, to turn and face our fears. And it might look like, and this was, I believe, in the channeling as well, and we're going to do this meditation, is not to run away from your third dimensional life. It's about self-love. So if it's a situation where it's not safe, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, don't ignore things that are meant for you to pay attention to. And how do you know that? Well, I think we all know that when we're we might not know right away, but if we ask to know that in meditation, if we ask to be aware of what we need to heal on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual, our higher selves will work with us to show us that. And then it's your choice to either look at it or look away, to look at the fear and recognize that it's part of you. It's your shadow, it's part of you. And if we can incorporate that within ourselves and recognize that it's just another part of me that I brought to this dimension to experience. Now, each of you is going to hear this from your own perspective, right? I'm channeling this now based on my experience as a purple goddess and as a human trying to evolve, heal myself, and raise my soul light. But there might be things in your life that you're ready to look at, and there might be some that you're not ready to look at yet. And what it has to do with is the evolution of our soul, of each of our souls. So it's about, for me, signature cell healing is about healing the self, aging the soul. So I came in here as a certain soul age. So let's say I'm like a medium age soul. Well, I want to move through that medium age soul level and get as much as I can in this lifetime. So I want to go from a young medium soul to a medium age medium soul. So there's a medium, there's a young, medium, and old within that medium range before I can get to be an old soul, which would, it's really all of our desire, whether we know it or not, because there are lots of younger souls on the planet right now that just haven't had experiences like robbing a bank or, stealing a catalytic converter, for example, which happens, or, different things like that. I mean, those are younger soul things to do. And once they do it, they don't have to do it again. So they come in the next lifetime and maybe they learned that, so they want to move on. So all of us have that plan to age our soul. So what I'd like to do now is to lead you in a guided meditation. Okay, wait, now hold on. Let's go with Sandra has something here. Hi, Karinna. I like that comment about not running away from our responsibilities. I agree, that's not what Master Imhotep means by moving more into love. We have to work at moving into love while resolving our own current issues or conflicts. Then it's the other party's choice to follow along or not, right? Yes. Yeah, exactly, Sandra. So if you're focused on yourself, and that sounds, some people will say, oh, that's selfish. Don't get selfish, take care of other people. No, you have to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people. So yes, I agree. We have family, we need to take care of family, and we, we have things that we need to do. But remember yourself, remember to take care of yourself. And that can mean taking time to meditate, taking time to do what you need to do to age your soul, to bring more love into your life. And then those other people that might be frustrating you or whatever, they just might leave out. They just might disappear some way. This happened to me. It happened to me a few times where people that even family members, my life, my journey was complete with certain people, and they either moved away or they passed on, or I just didn't see them anymore. So notice those things in your life too. As you expand your light, your love, watch what shifts in your world, and remember to have your masterminds right. So you need to have vision statements, affirmations, people call them that. I call them mastermind statements, because that's the 10th principle of the 10 principles of consciously creating. And so when we have and you can read about that on my website, in the Lemurian Wisdom blog. There's a post about the 10 principles, and Master Imhotep, or the Chancellor, wrote a whole series of articles about the 10 principles, which Master Guide Carolyn Kahu brought back to us from the age of Lemuria. And we have those now to help us heal ourselves and age our soul. So I recommend you also having statements of intention for what you want in your life. Otherwise, the universe really doesn't know what you want. So say what you want in a statement and hold that in meditation with yourself, or you can share it with me and I'll energize it with you. Do it with a friend, or get yourself a mastermind group that you can work with. It's a very powerful way of healing yourself and aging your soul. So now I want to take you into that meditation. So if you don't have any other questions right now or comments, so I'm going to find where I put that. So everybody just take some nice deep breaths and start to feel the love of the Creator around your crown chakra, the golden particles. And close your eyes and breathe. And now do the breathing, as I said before, drawing it through the pineal gland where we have the blueprint, turns into white light, and you bring it down into your heart. And breathe and expand your heart as you weave all four bodies together, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And when you exhale, feel that your heart expanding into all the 70 trillion cells of your physical body. And just keep breathing like this and just feel your courage. Feel your courage coming up, your love for yourself. Because if you have, or if you're ready to face a particular fear or face something that you're wondering about, or if you want to ask your higher self to bring forth something that you're ready to heal, begin to feel that courage to do that and to move forward in love. So these could be, fears that have been following you for a long time, like your own shadow. And now you may have turned around and you notice there's something back there. So your higher self has made you aware of something that it wants you to see and to heal. So if we can avoid running away from these fears, we can have our own life choices back, because those fears make us move in a particular way because we're afraid. But now if we can heal them, we have freedom to choose what we want to do. So sit comfortably now and keep taking those deep breaths and feel that light going through your whole physical body and feel love surrounding you. And now as you sit there, ask your higher self, just connect from your heart into your higher self light to show you whatever it is that you need to see right now. So ask your higher self, what do I need to see? What do I need to heal? And ask for it to come before you. And in your mind's eye, see yourself facing whatever it is that you need to see. And it can look like a shadow. It can look maybe something very clear. It could be a person. It could be a situation. It could be something that you went through in the past. So just keep breathing. And as you recognize that this is a part of you that you can light up with love. So start to send love to this particular thing. And if it's been a shadow, if it's been dark, light it up and watch it get brighter and brighter. And if you're not seeing that, maybe it's not time yet, don't worry about it. Just keep lighting it up. But if it lights up in love and you can feel the love for this particular thing, because you know it has to do with your shadow and it has to do with something you may have been avoiding for a long, long time. And if you're ready, bring this part of you into your heart and just love it. Just love it. Don't think about any good or bad or who is to blame or what happened. Just love it. Just love it. And embrace this shadow part of who you are. This feeling of love for you, the wholeness of who you are. Now keep breathing. And now, if you're ready and you've embraced this in your heart, see yourself walking forward in wholeness with you and your shadow, because we are so much more than what we can recognize in our physical world. There is so much here for us to know and to love and to heal. So now you've made the choice to elevate yourself out of fear and take back the control in your life, to live your life in love. And you can consciously create love for every part of who you are. So breathe again and just feel this love for yourself and begin to come back slowly now into our conversation here. So just breathe. So I think part of the healing journey that we have is embracing these parts of ourselves that are difficult to look at, difficult to see. But if we can love every part of who we are, we become more empowered and stronger. Does anybody have any shares that you'd like to share about that meditation? Because it's very powerful. And if you felt like, oh, okay, I wasn't ready to look at that particular thing right now, because even if you were, and you might not feel it right away, you got into the cellular consciousness of who you are. So that meditation takes you into the very depths of your blueprint of what you came here to heal. And it's your choice what you see before you. It's you and your higher self. So your higher self is not going to put something in front of you that is that you're not ready for. So part of it is understanding the perfection of who we are right now and loving ourselves for who we are, with all the warts and, you know, the shadow parts of us. That's all who we are. Yeah. So I hope that was a helpful meditation to you, and you can always go back and do it. Donna, I'm going to watch the recording session and do the meditation again. Good idea. Great idea. And also, I think Master Imhotep channeled it. I'm pretty sure. I just modified it slightly for us today, but it is in the channeling. You Are So Much More in the channel guidance blog. And that was just such a beautiful channeling from Master Imhotep, because it helped me to recognize, yes, it is about me doing my third dimensional journey and getting the things done that I planned to get done through my blueprint, you know, and coming in here. But it's also about me recognizing I am so much more. I am my higher self. I am all these other aspects of myself that might be an angel or a guide, or on another planetary system. Maybe I've got a Palladian aspect, or I've got different parts of me that I could even communicate with in meditation. And that's an exciting thing for spiritualists now, is that we can connect with our own aspects and learn from them as well. So my goodness, there's all kinds of things we could do now as spiritualists. It is really great. Or as light workers, let's say, because spiritualists, maybe that's not the right resonance, but light workers, let's say that. So in concluding, because we're about end of time, I wanted to let you know that this 5 breath self-healing meditation that I'm talking about, and then all kinds of the books from Master Guide Kirill and Kahu, which are the ones that help me, especially because we're talking about Goddess today, the Lemurian legacy for the Great Shift, which is just a treasure of wisdom from, and it has a little bit about the prophecy cards too, which you can find all of that from Kahu and Kirill on the Signature Cell Healing online store. There's just a ton of downloadable MP3s, videos, print books, ebooks, all kinds of great stuff. And they're all the things that I cut my teeth on because I really haven't been doing this that long. I didn't start until I was in my 40s. So that represents a lot of the things that I learned over the years, and they're still so relevant to now. So I encourage you to check that out. And there's a special on the print books right now, so there's big discount on it. Also, I wanted to let you know that our global healing meditation for Mother Earth is on June 10th. And folks, we are so making a difference with that meditation. Diamond Head now, just next time you meditate, just for fun, in meditation, send your higher self into Diamond Head, even not on the night that we're doing the meditation, and go see what's going on in there, because there's so much energy in the crater of Diamond Head now, because we've done it for so many years. I think all the spiritual energies know that we're coming back every month. They just amp up everything during the month. So check it out. It's just about going in there in your spirit light. Don't actually drive in there. I had one person one year, he called me on the night of the meditation. He goes, well, where are you guys? So he had gone into Diamond Head thinking we were there. So I just want you to tell you that it's about sending your higher self wherever you are at 9 p.m. And this month it'll be on June 10th. And that's a Friday. Okay, so join us. And then also, of course, thanks to Sedona Journal, who put Master Imhotep's channeling in again in their June issue. I'm really grateful for that. So I think that's what I need to tell you for today. Our next program is on July 2nd. And I'm so looking forward to hearing you. So Diane, yeah, it's 9 p.m. Hawaii time for us, okay, but it's 9 p.m. for everyone. So what happens in the meditation is we create, it really starts in like Australia, they start it, and then it goes around the world in like a wave. So by the time we in Hawaii, we're the last time zone, by the time we at 9 o'clock get to Diamond Head, it's a party in there. So everybody's in there. All the higher selves are in there. And what happens is we create a weave of light and we send it around Mother Earth. And we've been also working on Red Hill, the fuel tanks at Red Hill, and protecting the water aquifer on our island of Oahu. But the focus with the shamanic Elven has been protecting the Earth's water systems. So that's a beautiful energy to focus on in our monthly healing meditation for Mother Earth. So people participate from all around the world. There's people in Africa, people in Australia, Japan, in Europe. We've been doing it for almost, I've been doing it for almost 20, maybe 15, 20 years. So you can imagine that's it's becoming well known now that that's a spiritual space, and it certainly is. So I'm grateful for all of you joining us today, and I look forward to interacting with you throughout the month. You can email me at KarinnaNielsen.com. I'm on Facebook or Instagram, also LinkedIn, and it's been such a pleasure to be with you today. And I hope you have a wonderful month of mastery, recognizing what you've already mastered and get ready for transition. Thanks so much, you guys. Aloha.